What's up everybody, and welcome back to another Minecraft seed video. In this episode we're going to be looking at 10 different seeds that have a world spawn near a Mooshroom island. But let me start off by saying that my old 1.19 seed videos still work in 1.20. Really the only thing they changed is Mountain Meadows became Cherry Blossom Meadows. So check those out if you want even more seeds. The game won't actually let the world spawn be at a Mooshroom island. Even if it's at 0, it'll just move the world spawn someplace else, so the best we can do is get close. And make sure that you're playing on version 1.20 or 1.19. These might not work on other versions. I will also let you know in a pinned comment if these work or don't work on version 1.21 when that finally comes out. And really quick, before we start going through the seeds, just in case you don't know how to start a new world with a specific seed, I'll show you how. Simply go to Create New, and then Create New World, and then from here, scroll down to Advanced, click on Advanced, and you'll see the World Seed selection. So right here, you can type in any number you want to, and it will be the corresponding world. And I will be showcasing these seeds in order of distance, so the first seed will have the closest Mooshroom island to spawn, and the last one will be the farthest away. But the last one has a special surprise that I've never seen before. This first seed has a stronghold within 1,000 blocks from spawn. It also has swamp, badlands, and jungle really close by to spawn as well, and then a huge mushroom island with several small ones nearby. You can even see the mushroom island from where you spawn in. You also spawn in a jungle, which is really cool. You can get your bamboo right off the bat for your scaffolding or sticks or other stuff. It's also really nice that this isn't exactly an island, it's just barely attached to the rest of the world, so it's more like a peninsula. A lot of the mushroom seeds that I've found where you have a jungle start, you start on a teeny tiny island, so you have to swim out to the rest of the world. So I like that this is attached to the rest of the world, so you can just walk there. And popping our head underground, we can see that there are lush caves pretty close by, as well as lots of underground ravines and underground caves. So there's lots of potential for underground building if that's your thing, but now let's go check out the Mushroom Island. This is a really good size for a big project or for a realm district such as shopping or gaming. It's always nice not to be bothered by mobs and not to be forced to light up areas just to prevent them from spawning. Also for these seeds, I prioritize things that can't be artificially created. Stuff like strongholds, badlands, jungle, mangrove swamps, and cherry blossom fields. I even threw out a few seeds that didn't have an importal within 3,000 blocks, because who wants to travel that far just to go to the end? And our next seed also has a massive Mooshroom island really close by to spawn. It also has a pillager outpost and a stronghold within 1,000 blocks. And it has all 4 of the unique resource biomes out to the west. And when you spawn in, you're greeted by a village really close by. The resource diversity of spawn is also really nice. You have ice, snow, mountains, hills, and different types of trees, all really close by. You will have to travel about 2,000 blocks to get to the nearest jungle or mesa, but as far as spawn, it is a really nice, diverse set. And then the Mooshroom Island is visible from where you spawn in as well. I don't really prioritize villagers, but it was really nice to see a village right at spawn. The reason I don't prioritize villages is because you can always artificially create one just by curing a zombie villager. And something else I don't usually prioritize is ocean monuments. Even though they are extremely unique, since mushroom islands only spawn in the ocean, there's almost always ocean monuments around. Whenever I go to make one of these seed videos, I end up spending hours digging through seeds trying to find the best ones. And then I spend quite a long time loading worlds just to make sure that the seeds are correct and figure out exactly what to show. And then of course all the hours of editing. So I'd really appreciate any support that you can give me. Please like, share, and comment. Let me know what you think about this video. And consider subscribing for more Minecraft seeds, redstone tutorials, farm videos, tips and tricks, and more. Also, if you have any requests, simply let me know in the comments and I will try to get it done. Our next seed has a bunch of strongholds really close to spawn, as well as some pillager outposts. Unfortunately, the Badlands is kind of far away, but there's even a woodland mansion relatively close by. You spawn within visual distance of the Mooshroom Island, which is always nice. Plus, this is also a jungle. I really love not having to go look for bamboo, so having bamboo right off the bat is always really cool. There's also a jungle temple, which is always really nice. Get some free loot right off the bat, maybe even an armor trim. But this is an island, so maybe that's a good thing, maybe not. It really just depends on what you're looking for. I do like the charm of an island start, but you will have to craft a boat or go swimming to get to the rest of the world. There's an ocean monument just offshore of the Mooshroom Island, so that's always cool. The Mooshroom Island is a nice medium size, at least the closest one. And for this one, keep in mind that there are a bunch of other Mooshroom Islands really close by, 3 that are larger than the one we just looked at, and a bunch of these teeny tiny ones as well. This next seed has really great resource diversity. You have mangrove swamps, jungle, badlands, and cherry groves, all within 1,000 blocks of spawn. Really, the only thing you don't have a bunch of is ancient cities, which is a pity, but when you spawn in, again, you can see the Mooshroom Island, and you spawn in a mangrove swamp. That's really, really cool. I rarely see this, so it's really nice to be able to get your mangrove wood and your frogs and all the other stuff provided by the mangrove. There's also quite a bit of sand for glass and concrete, so that's always nice. And also, this is a warm ocean, which is really cool, so you can get all your coral and tropical fish and sea pickles and all the other stuff that warm oceans provide. The island is a pretty good size as well. It's kind of split into almost 2 islands. All in all, having mangrove wood right off the bat, as well as access to jungles and badlands really, really close by, this seed is really diverse and really nice. I really like this one a lot. And with there being so much warm ocean around, odds are that you can probably find a sniffer egg pretty quick. And even the stronghold is only 2,000 blocks away. This next seed has tons of ancient cities really close to spawn, so if you like ancient cities, this seed might be for you. The jungle and stronghold are also really, really close by, within 1,000 blocks it looks like. When you spawn in, you can see that we're at a warm ocean and a desert. I don't see a single tree, but I do see a badlands. I rarely ever see a mesa spawn, so that's really cool. It's really exciting to me. You also see a pyramid right next to spawn. I really like that. Get some free loot right off the bat, but you will have to venture out to find a sapling or two. And there's even a ruined portal right here at the Mooshroom Island. Get some more free loot or some free obsidian. This is the only island in the general area, so that is unfortunate, but it's a decent small medium size, maybe for a solo project or a solo world. All in all, I think this seed is really unique, and I think it would be a fun challenge. Our next seed also has a bunch of ancient cities. One of them is really, really close to spawn. The Badlands is a little far away, and the Stronghold could be a little closer, but there's tons of ancient cities, lots of pillager outposts, and the jungle isn't too far away either. And also, when you spawn in, you'll be able to see a cherry grove really close to spawn within viewing distance, and a cool looking mountain with spruce trees. So having 4 different types of trees right at spawn is really cool, plus the jungle trees shouldn't be too far away either. The Mooshroom Islands are starting to get a little farther away, but I thought the really cool mountain and the cherry grove might be worth it. To get to the Mooshroom Island, we're going to fly over in this direction. We're also going to pass some dark oak and more spruce, so that's really cool. The tree diversity in this area is really, really nice if you like to build with wood. But if we keep going a little further, here we go. There is the island. It is a nice medium size. It's not too big, not too small. All in all, it really depends on what you're looking for, but if you want to spawn with good tree diversity, cherry groves, and a mountain, along with a small medium island nearby, this might be perfect. Our next seed also has an ancient city really close to spawn, as well as a humongous desert out to the east. Most of its land, there isn't a whole lot of ocean, which is also nice. There's also 2 pretty big Mooshroom Islands and a 3rd smaller one really close by. You spawn in at a birch forest, but if you poke your head underground, you can see that there are lush caves pretty close by. Also looking around, I've noticed that there are quite a few geodes. Basically everywhere I look, I see amethyst geodes, like there's a cluster of 3 or 4 right there. Pretty interesting stuff. If you like geodes, this might be for you. The tree diversity also looks fairly good. There's dark oak and birch and regular oak, and they're just forests everywhere. If you like forest and trees, this might be for you. And the Badlands and jungle are fairly close by as well, within a couple thousand blocks, and the Badlands is part of a huge desert. Probably the biggest desert that I can remember seeing in a long time. I mean, it's more like a desert continent. There's also a flower field right here near spawn, but if we fly over in this direction, we will come to the Mooshroom Islands. The islands may not be visible from spawn, but they are visible from the coastline. And also keep in mind that there is a second larger island, just like this one, and then a 3rd smaller one nearby as well. Our next seed has a gigantic mangrove swamp out to the east, as well as 4 strongholds within 2,000 blocks of spawn. The jungle in Badlands is also within 2,000 blocks, and you have a pillager outpost and an ancient city pretty close by. Spawning in, we see pretty decent terrain. We got ice and snow, as well as spruce trees and forests. It's always nice to get a few unique trees at spawn. We also see a village over there on top of that hill, and some of the terrain is just really interesting looking. You got ice spikes in the background, and some lonely mountainy hills, and some frozen rivers. It looks like there's another village over there, but there's a lot of interesting terrain in this area. This spawn looks very unique in my opinion. But if we fly over here, fly over this village, and keep going over the ice spike biome, we will eventually come to the Mooshroom Island. Now this island isn't the biggest island ever, it's kind of a small medium size, but I do like that you can just walk there instead of having to swim, visible from the shoreline, but there's ice so you can walk over it. But if we fly over in this direction, there is a much larger island, also somewhat close by. It's about 1,000 blocks away from spawn, so it's not the closest, but it's a really good size. So maybe you could use the smaller one near spawn as like a city hall kind of spawn area that has like the rules or something, and then use this one for your shopping district. All in all, if you like ice and snow, then this might be a seed for you. And now on to our next to last seed. This one has ice pretty much everywhere, really close strongholds, but everything else is kind of far away. There's also clusters of tiny islands everywhere, so if you're looking for more of an archipelago kind of Mooshroom Island set where everyone gets their own tiny Mooshroom Island, this one might interest you. There's ice spikes pretty much as far as the eye can see. You spawn next to a village, which is pretty sweet. But there really aren't very many trees. You have one tree really close by, and then a couple forests off in the background, and they all look like spruce. So this is more of like a challenge map. You know, there's just ice everywhere. So if you want to build a winter wonderland, this seed might be perfect for that. And the jungle, badlands, and mangrove are all within 3,000 blocks, so they're not incredibly far away, but this whole center spawn area is just ice. Flying off in this direction, quite a ways, we will eventually come to the teeniest little Mooshroom Island ever made, perfect for a little house to get away from all the ice. Then if we keep going, we will come across a pretty good size island. This one might be nice for like a shopping district if you're playing on a realm, or just a big project depending on what you're exactly using it for. But there are many small Mooshroom Islands in this general area, like this one or the first one we looked at. So this might be really nice to give everyone their own little island. And now onto our final seed. There is jungle pretty much in every direction. The Badlands is really tiny up to the northwest. But the main interesting thing that I've never seen before is there is a stronghold at the Mooshroom Island. That is really interesting, but when you spawn in, you spawn directly inside of a village, which is always cool. It's always nice to get some free loot, some free food, and some free beds. There's even some acacia trees, or Attica, or however you say that, those orange trees. There's also a pillager outpost directly south, really close by, but you also spawn next to this flower field right here. It's not the biggest flower field, but it's nice to get all the dyes and all the other stuff like that. You can see that pillager outpost back over there to the south, and that's actually where we're going to go to get to the Mooshroom Island. And there's even a village right next to the pillager outpost. That makes it extremely easy to build a raid farm there. But this Mooshroom Island is a little far. It's about 1,000 blocks in a diagonal direction away from spawn, but it's a really nice size and a really good shape. It's nice and round, so for any sort of project or district that you have in mind, this could be perfect for that. But the main thing that makes it unique that I have never ever seen before is just offshore there is a stronghold with an end portal. You can basically connect the end portal right to the Mooshroom Island, and that's just really cool. Like, I've never seen an end portal pretty much near or underneath a Mooshroom Island. I do wish that it was actually underneath it and not just offshore. I got really excited when I saw the seed, but it's still exciting nonetheless. I've never seen a stronghold that close to a mushroom island before. And that's all we got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Please don't forget to leave a like and leave a comment and subscribe and all that stuff. This took a very long time to make. I just finished a couple redstone tutorial videos that were requested by viewers like you, so feel free to request anything that you can think of and I will try to get it done. Until then, I've been your host, Ledoux, hopefully teaching you a Minecraft trick or two, and reminding you, as always, don't forget to have fun. Bye-bye.